Dear students, I hope you have been keeping quite well with your family members remaining confined at home. In spite of this critical situation, you have to continue your study without wasting your time. So, today let's start a lesson on the topic of joining that is prescribed in your present syllabus. Now, see how joining can be made. Joining or synthesis, synthesis. First, you will have to learn what joining is. Joining means the combination of two or more than two sentences into a single sentence. The combination of two or more than two sentences, sentences, into a single sentence. The single sentence may be either a simple sentence or a complex sentence or a compound sentence. Simple sentence, complex sentence, or a compound sentence. Now, you will have to learn what simple sentence is. A sentence that contains only one finite verb is called simple sentence. Suppose, he ate rice. Here in this sentence you will see that only one finite verb is there. And this finite verb completes the sense of the sentence. And here, as there is only one finite verb in this sentence, this is called simple sentence. Characteristic feature of complex sentence. A complex sentence is the one which consists of one principal clause and one or more than one subordinating clause or clauses. Now see the example. I know the boy who came here yesterday. Here, I know the boy is called principal clause and who came here yesterday is called subordinating clause. As there is one principal clause and one subordinating clause is there, this is called complex sentence. And now, according to the characteristic feature of compound sentence, you will see the example. He is an honest man and I know this. He is an honest man. This is a principal clause. I know this. This is called principal clause. Here, and is the conjunction which is used to combine the two main clauses. As there are two main clauses in this sentence, it is called compound sentence. And now, for the first time, according to the definition of joining, you will see how two or more than two sentences can be joined into a simple sentence or complex sentence or compound sentence. Now see the example. Suppose he finished his lessons. He left the room. Here, in the first sentence, finished is the finite verb and left in the second sentence is the finite verb. Each of the sentences contains only one finite verb, and at the time of combining the two sentences into a simple sentence, you can join the sentences in this way. Having finished his lessons, he left the room. He left the room. Here, having finished is used as the non-finite verb, and left is only one finite verb. As there is only one finite verb left in the sentence, it is called a simple sentence. So this is the combination of the two sentences. Having finished his lessons, he left the room. Now, you may join the sentences in another way. After finishing his lessons, he left the room. After finishing his lessons, he left the room. In this sentence, you will see finishing is the non-finite verb. Preceded a preposition after. After finishing his lessons, he left the room. In this way, you may also join the sentences. Now, you can join the sentences into a complex sentence. Here, he finished his lessons, he left the room. If you want to combine the sentences into a complex sentence, you can combine the sentences in this way. He left the room after he had finished his lessons. He left the room after he had finished his lessons. Or he had finished his lessons before he left the room. Now see, this is a complex sentence and this is also another complex sentence. At the time of combining the sentences into a complex sentence, you may use the sentence in this way. He left the room after he had finished his lessons. Now see, here after he had finished his lessons, this is called subordinating clause. He left the room, this is called pencil clause. And here in the second joining, he had finished his lessons, this is called pencil clause. And before he left the room, this is called subordinating clause. Here in the first sentence finished and in the second sentence left, there are two finite verbs. At the time of combining the two sentences in this way, you may join the sentences into complex sentence. Now, you may join the sentences in a compound sentence. Now see how these sentences can be joined into a compound sentence. He finished his lessons. He finished his lessons and then left the room. Here he finished his lessons and then left the room. This is the compound sentence. And here finished is the finite verb and left is also another finite verb. Here he finished his lessons and then left the room. This is called compound sentence. And here conjunction, a conjunction and is used to join the two main clauses. He finished his lessons, he left the room. These are the two main clauses which are combined by the coordinating conjunction and. In this way, you may join the sentences. Now, I will show you how two or more than two sentences can be joined into simple sentence. Joining into simple sentence can be made by using participle, by using nominative absolute, or absolute phrase, joining by using preposition with noun or gerund, preposition with noun or gerund, by using infinitive, and joining by using noun or phrase in apposition. And finally, joining by using adverb or adverbial phrase. Now, joining into simple sentence by using participle, nominative absolute or absolute phrase, by preposition with noun or gerund, by using infinitive, by using noun or phrase in apposition, and joining by using adverb or adverbial phrase. And for the first time, you will learn how joining into simple sentences can be made by using participle. First, you will have to learn what participle is. A participle is a double partial speech expressing both the function of a verb and adjective. Verb and adjective. Both the functions of verb and adjective are expressed in the same word, participle. So according to the characteristic feature of participle, you will see that participle is also a kind of non-finite verb. expressing both the function of a verb and adjective. It is of ing form, V plus ing form, V plus D, ed, T, en, etc. And there is another form, that is having plus VT form, V plus ing form. Suppose run is the word. If ing is added with run, it will be running. RUNNING. Running may be used as a participle. And V plus D or ed or T or en, etc. Suppose break, broke, broken. Broken is also the word which may be used as a participle word. Broken, BROKEN. Now I will see how running may be used as a participle. Suppose an example may be given. He saw a running horse. Here in this sentence, you see that running is the word which is used just before the noun word horse. Here running is the word which expresses the state of the noun word horse. Here running is the word which is used both as a verb and an adjective. In the same word, both the functions of verb and adjective are used expressing the characteristic feature of a participle. He saw a running horse. Here running is the word which is used as an adjective because it expresses the state of the horse. What state was the horse in? Here you will have to see. When he saw the horse was in the running state. Here the state of the horse was expressed by the word running. Here running is the word which expresses the unfinished action of the horse. Here running is used as the unfinished action. Unfinished action. Unfinished action. Such type of V plus ing word is called present participle. PRESENT, present participle. PARTICIPLE, present participle. Here present participle expresses the unfinished action. Such type of word is used in order to express the state of the horse, and at the same time the horse was doing its action. Here in this sentence, running is used as a present participle word. Now in the second formation of broken, here V plus D, ed, T, en, etc. That is, V3 form is used as the past participle word. It is called past participle word. Past participle. Past participle. Past participle is the word that expresses the finished action. Now see in the example. Throw away the broken glass. Broken glass. Here in this sentence, broken is the word which is used in order to express the state of the glass. Glass is the noun word, and here glass is the word which has been broken. Here the complete action of the breaking of the glass has been seen here. Throw away the broken glass. Here what state is the glass in? The glass is in the broken state. Here broken is the word which has been used here as the past participle word, because here broken for the first time expresses the state of the glass, and break is also the word which expresses the verb action. Here broken is the word which is used as the past participle word. Past participle in this sense because it expresses the finished action. So according to the feature of past participle expresses the finished action of the verb. Finished action. Finished action. In the first time, present participle expresses the unfinished action, and in the past participle expresses the finished action. Throw away the broken state. The complete action of breaking of the glass has been done. It is in this way you may differentiate present participle and past participle. Now, here having plus VT form may also be used as a perfect participle. Here suppose in the example, having finished his lessons, he left the room. Here in this sentence, you see having finished. Having is the word, and then VT form is used. Finished is the VT form. Having finished is the word. Having finished is the phrase which has been used as the perfect participle. Here having finished his lessons, this is used as a perfect participle, and such type of participle is called perfect participle. Perfect participle. So, in this sentence, having finished his lessons, he left the room. This is the perfect example of perfect participle. Now, I have shown you three types of participle: present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. In this way, participle may be classified into three: present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. And here, just after learning the features of participle, you will see how two or more than two sentences can be joined by using participle. Suppose the man was tired. He sat for a while to rest. The man was tired, he sat for a while to rest. Here, suppose these are the two sentences, and you are asked to combine the two sentences into a simple sentence by using participle. Now, how can you join the sentences? Now see, here the man was tired. Here be verb is used. So at the time of combining the sentences, you may join the sentences in this way. Being tired, he means the man. The man sat for a while to rest. In this way, you may join the sentences into a simple sentence by using participle. Suppose the angel saw the dead swallow. The swallow was lying on the dust heap. The angel saw the dead swallow. The swallow was lying on the dust heap. Here these are the two separate simple sentences. And you are now joining the sentences into a simple sentence by using participle. The angel saw the dead swallow. The swallow was lying on the dust heap. Here lying is the word which may be used in order to express the state of the dead swallow. The angel saw the dead swallow lying on the dust heap. The angel saw the dead swallow lying on the dust heap. Here in this sentence, lying is the word which is used just after the swallow. Here lying is used as the present participle word, and in the first example, being tired, here being is also the use of present participle word. Present participle expresses the unfinished action. Unfinished action means the action has not been completed. Here, lying is used just after the noun word. Such type of use is called present participle use. Now, in another example, you may see the use of participle. Suppose a glass has been broken. Throw away the glass. Throw away the glass. Here in this sentence, glass is the noun word. A glass has been broken, throw away the glass. Here broken is the word that may be used in order to express the state of the glass. What state is the glass in? The glass is in the broken state. So, at the time of combining the two sentences into a simple sentence, you may join the sentences in this way. Throw away the broken glass. Throw away the broken glass. Broken glass. Here now see, glass is the noun word and broken is the word which is used just before the noun word in order to express the state of the glass. Here broken is used as the past participle word. And here lying is also the use of present participle. Here lying is used just after the noun word and broken is used just before the noun word. Here, such type of use is called pre-modifier. This type of use of participle is called pre-modifier. That is, here broken is used in order to express the state of the glass placed just before the noun. Such type of use is called pre-modifier. And here lying is the word which is used just after the noun word in order to express the state of the swallow. What state was the swallow in? The swallow is in the lying state. That is, it is unfinished action, but it is the finished action. This is the difference between the present participle word and past participle word. So, today you have learned, I hope, how two or more than two sentences can be joined into simple sentence by using participle. In my next class, I will teach you how two or more than two sentences can be joined by using nominative absolute. So now let's finish today.